I was about to go outside and film some videos in the city in Tokyo, and then I realized that this first video that I want to make tonight is a little bit X-rated. So if I'm gonna be acting it out and talking about it in explicit detail, maybe I should just stay in my apartment where it's safe and nobody's nobody's gonna see what I'm doing here. But this is funny because this happened to me like over 3 years ago at this point, and I haven't made a video about it until now. I think I mentioned it at one point in one of my other videos, but basically I saw a couple getting it on, doing the dirty in public in broad daylight. And I was only living in Japan for like a month, maybe a little bit over a month. I remember because I just started my first job. I started working at this international school like 4 weeks into living here in Japan, and we had a party with like the teachers from the international school. I think it was like maybe because I was new there, so I was getting to meet everyone. So like anyways, after I finished work, we were gonna meet up like an hour later, so I had like an hour to kill and I was starving. So I went to this nearby park after I got off work and before everybody else could meet up at this restaurant. And I was just chilling there eating an onigiri. There were all of these people walking home from work in the park. There were even families from the school where I was working walking their kids back home through this park. Kids walking through the park, like I said, families, salarymen walking home. As I noticed there was this couple sitting on the swings, which was quite far away from me, and there were so many trees in this park that they were slightly blocked, like a little bit secluded. I was sitting in this bench, kind of in the one corner of the park, eating this onigiri, and I noticed there was a couple sitting on the swings way far away, a little bit behind some trees, not necessarily like around where people were walking home, and I didn't notice anybody else was sitting around like playing in the park, no kids running around chasing, playing tag or anything like that, just people mainly walking home. But they were totally in the line of sight of people, just not necessarily right in front of people's faces. I noticed they were sitting on the swings, and basically there's a guy, looks like a salaryman type guy, you know, that you guys know the classic, it'll be like a light blue or a white shirt, and then it'll be like black pants or like dark blue pants. And that's like the classic salaryman look. And the women also do like a similar look kind of where they have like slacks or whatever and then maybe a light colored shirt. And it looks like two people from an office were sitting on the swings. It was a guy sitting on the bottom and there was a woman sitting on top of him on the swings. And they were sucking face. They were making out. Like, you guys remember Make Out Reef from SpongeBob where the guy would do that thing where he'd turn around and he'd be like, they were straight sucking lips playing tonsil hockey. I was astounded at how hard they were going right in the middle of a park where people are walking home. Like I said, there were kids walking home. I don't think anyone saw them except for me, but I remember just being like, wow, these people are going at it. Like, I mean, you wanna kiss your partner a little bit in public, a little bit of PDA, okay, like, yeah, sure, a little bit, like, whatever, no problem. Who am I to judge, you know? Generally, they don't do this PDA thing in Japan, even for America. How hard they were going, I was like, it's a little bit aggressive. I mean, okay, if you're in your car somewhere, if you're hanging out in the corner of a club, if you're at the movie theater, maybe, I mean, you guys are watching a rom-com together, okay, like, fair enough, but this is still daylight at a park where kids are walking through, families are walking home. I remember just being like, man, these people are going at it. And anyways, watched them for 5 seconds or so. Thought, that's interesting, but hey, whatever. And I go back to eating my onigiri. I'm just sitting there, taking a bite out of my onigiri. Kind of zone out for a little bit, think, man, I kind of want to just hurry up and go over to this restaurant so I can actually eat, meet up with my coworkers. And maybe a minute later, I look back and I realize the couple isn't on the swings anymore. So I was like, okay, well, that was kind of making me a little bit uneasy, a little bit nervous, seeing this couple making out so hard right in this park where people are walking home and such. So kind of like glad that they left or whatever. I noticed it as soon as I had that thought. I noticed something moving. Like, okay, if the swings were like straight ahead from where I was, but pretty far away and kind of behind some trees, like directly to the right a little bit, even more blocked by more trees, I noticed something like moving quickly, like moving back and forth. And I was like, didn't register to me at first, I was just like, what is that? Like, is that an animal over there? It's like maybe something digging, like or a crow. I don't know. It was pretty far away. And I move over to the other side of the bench. Like I scooch my butt over to the other side of the bench. I lean in and I squint my eyes. And I shit you not, staring directly at me, I don't think making eye contact with me, but looking directly in my direction, was a girl bent over a bench, right? So like if I'm sitting on the bench, the back of the bench is this way, she's bent over it with her hands like this, and she's like had her face in my direction, and just straight up like, and I look, and there's a dude behind her, and you can see the like, he had his work shirt up like this, and his pants down, just going to town, straight up pounding. And I remember being like, no way, like that's wild. These people are going in right now. And I was like, that's pretty gnarly, like ballsy for these people to do that, because it was still like, I could see this from all the way across the park. There's still like the sun was out, and there were even people still walking home through the park. And I was looking around. I don't think anybody noticed. And I wasn't like, should I just like mind my own business? Should I like call someone? Who do I even call? Do I call the police? I don't know. I don't know. So I was just like, whoa, that's crazy. And I sat there and I watched her for a second. And then I kind of got scared that they were going to see me. Like, I don't know why I got scared, but for some reason, like, I feel like I was more scared that they were going to see me than they were scared that I was going to see them. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And I think they did see me looking at them, because I noticed that they like freaked out really quick and backed up and like put their clothes on. And then I got embarrassed that I think that they saw me. So I looked away and acted like I was just eating my onigiri, tried to stuff it in my face and like hurry up and get out of the park. And then I get up and I turn to my left and start like walking out of the park, and I turn over and they had moved, and there was like a little picnic table area with like a gazebo, like an awning type thing, and you know, a couple of different like little benches and picnic tables. And there's like a big round picnic table in the middle. And as I'm walking out, once again, the girl's head is toward me and her back is on the picnic table. And she like, her legs are up in the air, and this dude is just like on top of her, just going in right here in this park. And I was just like, wow, like ballsy. And then let's see what happened. I think they just continued to go at it, and I was on my way out of the park, and I left and I went to see my new coworkers, and I told them that story basically exactly how I'm telling you now. And that was all that ever came of it, as far as I know. But I just thought it was hilarious, because that was like 1 month into me living in Japan, and that was the first time I'd seen that. Okay, well, never mind. I saw it one time, but I saw it one time in the States, but these people were in their car. So I guess that's a little bit different than actually being just straight out in public. But yeah, crazy experience. I told everyone, like half the people didn't believe me. They're like, you're making that up. I was like, what? Why would I make that up? Like, I don't want to be seen as the weird guy who's making up weird sexual stories of people banging in public when I'm the new employee here. Like, I had to tell somebody, you know, like you see something like that, you got to call like your brother, you got to call like your stepdad or something, and just like let them know what happened, you know? So yeah, I told everybody about that story, and for some reason I haven't talked about it on camera until today. But yeah, let me know. Let me know, guys. Let me know if anybody else has seen people doing it in public, whether it be, you know, in the States, whether it be in Japan, whether it be in, you know, Colombia, wherever you are. Let me know, because it's quite interesting. Would you do it? Comment down below. Do you support it? Yeah, to think that there were children like walking home in that area, definitely looking back, like that was pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I don't know what the laws are like in Japan, if you could get put on like some type of serious list if you're caught doing that, but I believe in the States, like if you're caught doing that in public, especially in some type of area where children are, like you'll be put on a crazy list, rightfully so, in my opinion. So anyways, yeah, I've seen some interesting stuff in Tokyo, man. Another time, bro, I had it on video. There's this video, I don't even remember what the video was called, but I was just like vlogging, walking around Shinjuku at night. And you guys know Shinjuku, you know, like weird stuff happens in Shinjuku. And I was vlogging, just saying like, hey, like this area is kind of creepy. This area is kind of interesting. And there were like these old, like kind of like abandoned apartments that had no lights on, and they like, I don't think anyone lived there, but I was kind of like, I'm gonna like walk up the stairs and look around the corner to see if like, just see what it looks like back here. And I remember I was kind of nervous. I was by myself, and I was like, ooh, there's gonna be ghosts. And as soon as I got to the top of the stairs, I looked over, and I swear I heard a voice. I heard someone breathing, or I heard a voice, and I ran down. I was like, no, it's a ghost. It's a spirit chasing me. And I shat my pants, and then I turned around, and I actually did hear like real footsteps. So I turned around, and there's like a girl and a guy walking out of those stairs that were in the dark, and they were like both pulling their pants up and giggling. Clearly I spooked them, and they were up to some nefarious activities there in Shinjuku. This is actually in Okubo. You guys know Okubo? Y'all know what goes on in Okubo? If you know, you know. Some interesting characters hanging out there late at night, so yeah. Anyways, comment if you have a story that relates to my story. Comment it down below, guys. Let me know. Just thought it was a funny story, so I do a little bit of story time here in my apartment. But otherwise, you know what the drill is. I'm going to go shoot some more videos tonight. Send me an email, guys, youngjamesYT@gmail.com if you want to hit me up, if you want to tell me some type of video to make, whatever it be, guys. Talk some shit, say I'm ugly. And, yeah, I'll try to get back to you. I might not, though. If you're annoying, if you send me a super, super, super long message with no point, I might not respond, but yeah. Or you can send me donations, or, I don't know, anything to my donation link in the Discord, Ko-fi, or in the description. Join my Discord if you send $5 to the Ko-fi. Anyways, all right, peace out, guys. This is Young James. Talk to you later.